Now we can go off this.
That's right now?
This is David Knox. Sorry, David. We met out of the field at Blue Dot. He's your THK. He's your THK.
Oh, you're your
Yeah.
Brandon, yeah, I do have an email from you.
Yeah. We met out of the field. They're gonna call us. Yeah, okay. So you don't wait.
Oh man, you got a crease in the back, dude.
Got it.
There, killer.
Another $75.
I guess Troy's in too.
No.
It's true, it's true.
Yeah. Wow, really? Is that what you told him? Cool.
All right, we have everybody's.
He said he told some people that he would be absent during certain times. Are you sure that somebody?
We may have had some training or something. Okay. It is 7 o'clock on April 23rd, 2018. This is our regular scheduled meeting for the City of Idaho Springs City Council. Welcome everybody, all of you out in the audience. Council, thanks for being here tonight. Can I have roll call?
Michael Hellman,
Here.
Scott Pennell, Tracy Stokes, here. Bob Boland,
Here.
Mike Buick,
Here.
John Curtis, Jason Siegel.
Here.
All right, please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. We do have an agenda in front of us. We will be adding Smoking Yards mini grant application. We'll put that under City Administrator's report. We'll add that on to Andy's for an action item. All right, do I have a motion?
Move to approve the agenda for the April 23rd, 2018 meeting as amended.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Yes.
You want to add that change order to one of, as an action item as well?
Oh, yeah. We'll put that under 80. We also have a change order from HDR that we need to, or American Civil, that we need to get approved tonight also. So we'll add that in as well under 80. So that will be a change order. Just got another one. There's a change order for ACC.
As amended.
Do I have a second?
All
right. Any questions, discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Does any of council feel that they have a conflict of interest tonight? Hearing none. To the minutes. Does everybody read the minutes? And do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve the regular meeting minutes from April 9, 2018.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second on the table. Discussion. Anybody see any typos or?
I I didn't know to do it.
You should just throw something like Mickey Mouse in there somewhere.
They-
See if somebody catches
That's
it.
what we thought you did with the thing,
Yeah.
I guess. We thought that was.
Oh, yeah, that's happened.
What was the bench warrant that was in our packet?
Yeah.
Oh, the bench warrant that you threw in our packet? Yeah, there you
I spent a good 5 minutes looking for that on the agenda.
go. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, let's move on to the bills. Do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve the salaries for March and the bills for April 23rd, 2018.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconds on the table. Discussion.
Yes. On page 2, mayors and commissioners youth award. I thought we had talked about 500, or
No, we
is that
got
what
to
we
give
did?
2,000. No,
Oh, okay.
You're thinking of the after prom. That we did 200.
Okay.
This is the amount that we normally give to $2,000. Is it 2,000? I don't have my glasses.
So after
Yeah,
comes
2,000.
right underneath that.
I'm sorry?
After comes right underneath.
Yeah. Page 5, the bottom, Elevon, there's OTC credit card processing fees, there's 2 different ones. What's the difference?
That's over the counter,
Okay,
credit card transactions that we take at the counter,
so why is there 2 of them?
One's at the counter and one's online.
or on the phone.
Oh, I see, there's the online credit card, and then one's just what you take here. Okay.
You get us it every which way.
Oh, and then I was gonna ask, Dan, the wastewater haul, how is this expense compared to pre?
We're a
surplus?
little less than a third of what we would have paid so far.
Okay,
So
cool.
I think
So
we
we're
can get
getting there.
better than that.
Cool, that's good. So we're getting somewhere there. I think that was it. Yeah, that's all I have.
Anybody else? See something that you don't want to pay, or? Well, we see a lot of those, but. Okay, I need a roll call, please.
Michael Hillman?
Yes.
Scott Pennell, Tracy Stokes?
Yes.
Bob Boland?
Yes.
Mike Buick?
Yes.
John Curtis? Jason Siegel?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna move on down, and we have the Morrises here. It's that time of year. Come on up. It's always glad to see you guys.
That's over here.
Next time, y'all should at least come in and play one song for us.
Oh.
So next year,
Keep that in mind.
huh? Okay.
Well, we have Sarah Morris here as a co-founder and representative of Rapidgrass alongside of Mark Morris, who's also co-founder and representative of Rapidgrass. We wanted to come before you guys today just to talk about what's coming up this next June. We've changed the dates from the third weekend up to the second weekend. So historically we've done that third weekend in June, but now we're going to do it that 15th, 16th, and 17th. We don't anticipate any changes, anything that's going to be different from years past. Our numbers have been pretty steady the last 3 years, so everything is pretty much in line from what we have historically seen and what we can anticipate. We have moved forward with adequate sanitation, as well as worked with Bill Talachek, who owns the property up there. We've worked out an agreement with him to utilize that space for minimal camping, RV, as well as parking. We would like to again this year utilize the frontage road that runs down along before the rafting for parking. As years past, we'll keep it on one side of the road so that emergency vehicles can get through with ease. And yeah, we just wanted to make sure that you guys didn't have any questions or there wasn't any lingering concerns or conflicts that we should address this time.
Are you still gonna do some shuttling from other areas in the city, or are you just gonna try to?
Yeah,
We're kind of-
I don't know, it depends on what goes on with that construction, I suppose.
We're gonna have,
Cause y'all have used the school and you've also used the parking lot on 103
yeah, we
before,
have.
so.
In years past, we haven't. Last year especially, we've only used it pretty small. So this year we've utilized shuttle team service. That's a part of our security team. They're called the Peaceful Shuttles, like our Peaceful Security. So we'll have one shuttle bus running that will go in probably about half-hour increments. As I mentioned, last year we didn't need it as often, and so I don't anticipate it really being a nuisance to the community or bogging down any of the parking that we have. But we have discussed with the high school to make sure that we can utilize that parking and that's kind of what we're gonna use. The main thing that we're gonna use the shuttle for is the service road, just to kind of move back and forth, but I don't anticipate utilizing a lot of the extra overflow parking this year.
Yeah, the bus is kind of settled into a comfortable size, so we're not trying to blow it up any bigger, I don't think. We're just gonna kind of keep it the way it has been.
You always
I like
get
that.
good crowds over there.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
kind of
Great
still
event.
chill, it's not like overblown or anything, so.
Yeah, we don't have anything out of the ordinary this year that would create an added height that we would need to move forward with extra precautions.
Who was this you had a couple of years ago that really,
We
Well,
had
yeah, we
this
didn't really know how that was gonna play out, so everyone was nervous, but
We kind of went above and
now,
beyond.
now we're just kind of like, yeah, well, I think we kind of figured out a good balance as long as the weather's okay, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, it should be about the same, just, replay,
and I'm
Yeah.
sure you've been communicating with the chief.
second verse, same as first.
Yeah, we have it down.
I mean,
Yeah,
just
we got
know.
We're just figuring we'd come
I'm
here just
so-
in case there's anything we didn't know about like maybe parking the cars down Brennan's Road or.
Any changes with, there's
Yeah.
been a ton of construction, so if there's any,
You know, the
rules
only
that
thing
we
I would
proactive with?
actually, I don't know if it's been thought of, the fact that Edward Street might be under construction during that time, and a lot of people like to use that to walk over to the festival.
Through the,
So we may need to talk to
there'll
them.
be some
utility
utility work being done up there, but they won't be up there yet.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
that's
the
only
thing
a
I
month
can think
away.
of as far as logistics that might cause some.
The other thing I can say is, some paving's gonna happen, so we're hoping by the time of your event, we'll have a good portion of Colorado Boulevard already paved.
great,
So,
great, yeah.
That'll help the movement of traffic through town. and
Yeah, I
help
mean,
them.
aside from the traffic, the more that that can be pedestrian friendly or even, vehicle friendly, our patrons and the customers that come to the festival can be more, they can utilize the services that we have in Idaho Springs as well. to-
Well, this will be the first year that there's actual a walking path from the festival to the businesses over there on the east end. So that'll be interesting to see what kind of.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually, looks okay.
Yeah, and we're gonna put that up on our
Really
website to
fun.
encourage people to use that,
Yeah.
for obvious safety concerns
Yeah.
as well as for community in general, so.
Cool.
Okay, great. Any other questions, council, for
No?
Mike and Sarah?
I heard
Mark
it
and
was
Sarah?
Yeah, very good weather.
Yeah, right.
All right, and you don't have to wait till next year to come play a song, you can show up one night and say, hey, we owe you a song.
Hey, by the way.
Yeah, we love that.
So we'll turn the city council meeting into a Christmas party.
Oh, I like that. Alright.
All right.
You
Well,
better be
thank you
careful
guys so
when you
much.
do what you offer.
I'll do it, I understand. No, but we just wanna, again, thank you guys so much for your continued support and everything that you've done to help this be a lasting event. And we just look forward to everything that we can do.
Yeah.
Awesome, all right.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, have a good one.
Yep.
Thanks so much.
All right, we'll move on, down quick. Financial report, everybody saw that in your packet? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, any questions on that? Sandy's not here, but we might be able to answer the questions between Andy and I. Okay, moving on. City administrator.
Mayor and council, you have my report before you with two requests for, maybe three requests for action. Because we've had a couple.
I'll move to approve the amount of $2,500 to Smoking Yards from the East End Grant Project.
I have a second.
Second.
All right, any more discussion on that one? Hearing none, roll call.
Michael Helen.
Yes.
Stefan Now, Tracy Stokes.
Yes.
Bob Boland.
Yes.
Mike Buick.
Yes.
John Curtis.
Yes.
Lisa Siegel.
Yes.
All right, roll call.
She already did that.
Okay. All right, now we have we're gonna do the change order.
You want to do this other one first? It's already
Either
there.
way, yeah, you can do that.
I'll move to approve the proposal from THK Associates, Inc. in cooperation with Tony Boone Trails in the amount of $65,670 for the Virginia Canyon Open Space Trails Master Plan Project.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second on the table. Discussion.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
to see what's going on.
We do have a couple of representatives here that
Oh, yes.
would
So we
like
have,
to speak.
this is Dave Knox. He is actually gonna be with one of the participants. And then
Let me
I
guess.
had your
Coco.
card. Is it
What's that?
Brandon? I had a
Yeah,
card
that's right.
here.
I'm Brandon Parsons of
Brandon.
THK Associates.
Okay,
Okay.
with THK. Speaking, THK is a great proposal, a lot of extra things that are gonna be a part of that, and we're excited to have you guys lead the charge on this thing, and looking forward to working with you. If it gets approved, of course, we will.
Well, thank you very much. The feeling is mutual. This is a really fun project, and we're really excited to get started on it and help you guys out with those additional things, because this is going to be
Like parking?
like parking, like diversity of trails, like a lot of things. This is a really unique area that we're excited to help you guys plan.
I have one question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go.
Do you have the interactive map that is part of this proposal? Do you have examples of something that's already been done in the past?
We could send you an example of
Okay.
that. That's one of
I think
those
that'd be
things
great.
that we want to work with you guys on and work through exactly what that is based on your management needs and really what you're looking for. So we could send you a few different options.
That would be
if you
fantastic.
want. Would you like me to forward those through Alan?
Yeah, that would be
Okay.
great.
Cool.
Yeah, I just wanna comment that, that list of projects that you folks have done in the past is amazing.
Yes, sir.
It goes on page after page.
It does, yeah.
Any print.
That's Tony
Incredible.
Boone. That's Tony Boone there. He's done work all over the world and done a diverse range of work. And he walked the site with us. He had some really good on the ground experience. So we're excited to get him out there and help you guys plan. It's some really detailed.
In the
things.
overall scheme of areas like this, is this medium or small or large? I just,
It's, on the small side, but on the small side.
that is the perfect answer.
So it's medium rare.
Have you thought of running for office?
Yeah, I tried once. It didn't work out.
Just for the record, let's note that a mountain biker showed up on time.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He was.
It's supposed to be at 6.
6 o'clock.
You had me going, like.
Well,
dude,
6
it was
6 o'clock is when we did the
sick.
presentation.
I know,
Oh, I thought that's what you were here
No, I
for.
had 7 on the calendars.
Yep, no problem.
Yes.
Thanks, Dave, for all your hard work that you've
Oh,
done
My pleasure.
pre-RFP to give us a
My
good
pleasure.
scope of work
Glad
and help
to
us
do
put
it.
that together. We really appreciate that.
I'm looking forward to this.
Okay.
This is gonna be a great project, and I'm looking forward to making it uniquely Idaho Springs.
Excellent.
All right. Any more questions, council? Roll call?
Michael Hillman.
Yes.
Scott Pennell, Tracy Stokes.
Yes.
Bob Boland.
Yes.
Mike Buick.
Yes.
John Curtis. Jason Siegel.
Yes?
Okay, we have one more action item under Andy's report. Do I have a motion?
Oh, wait, we don't.
You'd have to read it.
Okay, I make a motion to approve
What is the task order?
this. We'll do that in the discussion.
Okay.
To approve the $81,866.65 for the additional work on the Courtney Riley Cooper Park. Do I have a second? Okay, motion and a second, discussion. So this is John, why don't you describe
What this is the irrigation system for the new portion of the park, and to connect this portion to the old portion of the park. Originally, we had an estimate from a landscaping architect that was over $225,000.
Holy just for irrigation?
Irrigation. We have whittled it down and worked a lot with ACC, and I think that they've brought it down to a pretty fair amount. There's actually a lot of irrigation that goes into this system. It's not just the park, but it's along Minor Street, between Colorado Boulevard and Minor Street, and a few other places. So,
Some of the deciding factors on this was that what they had laid out was they already had the plan with the parks go in. I don't think we're quite there yet, and we feel that there's gonna have to be some moving or some, redoing some lines in different areas. I mean, they had every little inch of that whole thing, and we haven't even put the bathrooms in, we haven't, trees in.
Parking over there and stuff too, right?
Yeah, so, but we're gonna basically put in the bare minimum that we're gonna need to make sure that we can get irrigation on the grass, so we can get that growing.
That's my next question.
And, well, We're gonna be seeding, we did a cost analysis against, doing seeding or doing sod.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, dude, sod is way expensive.
yeah,
How do you feel this system is going to be? Is it a complete overhaul of everything there in terms of irrigation? Is it a complete overhaul? Is it brand new?
Well, it's adding,
No,
And
this
connecting.
basically is the irrigation system for the new portion of the park.
Okay.
We don't have, my understanding is we don't have an approved plan for the rest of the park yet. So I don't see redoing the whole park with irrigation system, and then coming back in and tearing it up to install the bathrooms and
Right.
planters and.
you know, we've talked about
everything
these,
else.
a little, bowl in it for maybe some concerts or something.
Right.
Right.
It may be right on top of the irrigation, and we have to go in and remove it anyway. So this
So-
is kind of a
So
fair.
logistics are still in place.
Right.
So at this point, I guess the question is, how do we create a better action plan for protecting that system where it isn't repeatedly broken or damaged like it has been in the past?
I'm sorry, what stone?
The irrigation system.
Not getting damaged by people?
Yes.
There's
And
no
for
way you can-
illegal use.
Well, the existing irrigation system has just been pieced together by Public Works. Whatever we could find to repair it with over the years is
Oh my.
what has been done. So parts of it are 4 inches deep, parts of it are a foot deep. So if we can get everything consistent, then it'll be taken care of.
so what about the rest of the park though? And, you know, like you said, bathrooms and all of that.
So we met with DOLA, and we decided that with the other grants through DOLA that we were gonna need to do in this next round, that we were gonna hold off another round with DOLA on these bathrooms.
So, but we're approving, or we're trying to do irrigation, but then later on, we're not gonna have to cut it up to put in a bathroom?
That's what we're trying to get away from, because we know where the bathroom's gonna go.
Oh, I
What
see.
they
So
designed
okay,
was-
so we can design this new system around what the future is gonna hold for the design of the park.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
And the difference between seeding and sod was about $40,000.
Yeah, I believe that.
There's a
Absolutely
considerable
believe it.
difference.
Now, the other thing that we had, well, either way, we still, even if you sod, you have to stay off of it,
Yeah.
or you'll ruin it.
Yeah,
So we're also gonna have
Sod
to
is
figure
not
out.
guaranteed.
Yeah, where we seeded is still gonna take about a 60 to 90 day
Yeah.
time period for it to start setting, taking hold.
And we gotta keep people off of it during that time too.
And that's gonna be pretty difficult through the summertime. We may have to, you know, we're gonna have to come up with a good plan for that. Maybe doing an area, rope it off somebody and get on it, and then, I don't know. It's gonna be difficult.
AstroTurf, no, I'm just kidding.
We talked about that in Citizens Park.
I know, somebody was telling me that.
We talked about it. Easier to clean up the dog stuff. Okay, do we have any more questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Could you need a dollar amount again, please?
Yes, the dollar amount is $81,866.65.
And what line item is that coming out of?
That'll be out of the,
Colorado, the ramp fund?
yeah,
I thought we couldn't use that for,
it's part of the project, we can use it for the irrigation.
It's incidental to the project, basically.
okay, cool.
Mike Winona?
Yes,
Scott Canal? Susan Stokes?
Yes.
Bob Boland?
Yes.
Mike Buick?
Yes.
John Curtis?
Yes.
Jason Siegel?
Yes.
all right, good work. We'll move on down
Mayor,
there.
one more. Mayor, just want to bring your attention, council's attention to 2 upcoming events. Tomorrow evening, Mark Rodman of the State Historic Preservation Office will be attending the HPRC meeting to talk about the city's certified local government status. So that should be an interesting meeting. And then the other item is a zoning code public meeting on Monday, May 7th from 5:30 to 6:30 at City Hall. Alan will provide a presentation to the public on the update of the city zoning code.
All right, thanks, Andy. City Clerk, Diane?
Mayor and council, just had my staff report with no request for action.
I like this, Municode thing.
Unicode.
So what's tell us more.
Currently, when we codify the ordinances to the municipal code, I do it annually, every 2
Right,
years,
right.
whatever. we get supplements, paper supplements that go into all the municipal code books. Well, nobody uses the books anymore.
Right.
It's also currently online, but this will expedite as ordinances become law. I send the ordinance to Municode and they insert it. There's a link to their version of our municipal code and just goes in there right away.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that.
I know.
And the cost was really reasonable also.
Well, I'm hoping there'll be a huge savings. to
Just
what we
from
currently have.
labor, time, or, I mean, what's the cost savings there as far as?
I think we budgeted $2,000 a year, and we paid around that
Yeah,
every time I codify.
yeah. So this will save you some time in the process.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I like it.
Really
The
good.
updates will be available almost real time.
Almost instantly as soon as Diane puts it in and pushes the button.
Look at us growing up
which
into
is-
the freaking technological
21st
world.
century.
Exciting.
We got,
We've come a long way.
we have maps now, we have, I mean,
I
good
know.
lord.
Yes, we've got an intern, we've got a planner.
Moving on up.
Alright, okay, any more questions for Diane? Hearing none. Chief, you're up.
Mayor and council, I'll refer you to my report. I do have one request for action, and that is approval of the bill that we've received from the sheriff's department for dispatch services. This is new. Historically, we already pay taxes for this service, but this is above and beyond to cover the frequency of our use. If you flip the page, you'll see that they've sort of outlined the number of calls we get, and we're up significantly. From 2016 CAD, computer assisted dispatching, we went from 8279 to 9538 in a year. That is not an indication of increased crime, that's an indication of better policing and more initiated activities by the officers. But it has a cost, because that's how they determine how much we owe. So this year, we're being billed for just shy of $40,000. Next year, we should anticipate that doubling, and within 4 years, we should anticipate we're gonna be paying about $265,000 or more. As we get higher, I mean, the city should probably evaluate whether it's time for us to have our own dispatch center, or for us to consolidate with the smaller departments. The other option is go to the county and say it's time that we have an emergency communications district that's not under the sheriff's department. But for right now, I think this is our best option. So that in mind, I request that you approve this payment.
And this is already in your budget this year, correct?
Yes.
Alright.
Any more questions for the chief on this?
Not on this, I got
Alright,
one.
let's go ahead and make a motion.
I'll move to approve the amount of $39,775.56 for shared dispatch services.
Have a second? Second. A motion and a second. Any more discussion on how this is working, or why we have to do this? Roll call?
Michael Hillman,
Yes.
Scott Pennell, Tracy Stokes,
Yes.
Bob Boland,
Yes.
Mike Buick,
Yes.
John Curtis,
Yes.
Jason Siegel.
Yes. Chief, I have one question. Could you give us an example of an officer-initiated contact?
Yeah, that's a vehicle stop. Somebody is walking on the street at 4 in the morning, and, they're kind of out of place. Things like that.
So an officer notices something amiss
Yes.
versus a citizen notices.
Right,
Okay.
versus a call.
Right.
So, yeah, it's generated from the officer versus someone calling.
Okay, okay.
I wanna make a retraction on my vote on that. I wanna vote no for that, for the record. I just want on the record that I don't agree with the increase, with paying it. Just for the record. Thank you. All right, let's move on. John?
Mayor and council, I won't refer you to my staff report because I forgot to do one. So, anyway, Colorado Boulevard obviously is moving along. They're doing sidewalks, curb and gutter along Minor Street. We have a few people that have decided that their gardens in front of their buildings are very important. So they requested we leave a space between the sidewalk and their wall, which
And where at?
on Minor Street, I don't
Minor
remember
and
the addresses,
Safeway.
but it's about an 8-inch strip that's not
Yeah.
going to be concrete. I just wanna make it clear to those people that they will be responsible for the sidewalk if it does start to heave or it gets water underneath and starts cracking.
And I wanna kinda talk about that a little bit, because the more that I thought about it, it started out with one, and I didn't really realize it was in front of the concrete. Now we have a whole block on it.
Yeah.
They already don't take care of it, there's some areas already, there's weeds and everything there. And like John said, we're gonna have about an 8-inch gap between the wall and the sidewalk.
Boy.
And I'm worried about moisture getting in there, one, like I said, heaving of the sidewalk.
Right.
And already our ordinance says that property owners, hot sidewalks in front of their properties, the owners are responsible for it. Second, what if water some way gets under the wall and fails? Are we on the hook for that? See what I'm saying? We leave that gap.
That's on their property though, right?
But what if they say it failed because of the construction?
Is there a way for us to craft something that gives us written protection from their decision to
That
proceed?
would be my suggestion.
Yeah.
And
So
that's
we
what
have-
we've been talking about.
We've got that dialogue clearly on paper with a series of possible scenarios based on the moisture factor, where we reduce our liability as much as possible
And I
going
think we need to
forward.
make sure that transfers with ownership of property too, because
Yeah.
one person may
Indeed.
say,
Indeed.
but I didn't sign on for that.
Cause there are a couple of houses that are for sale in that area.
Oh,
Right.
that's a good reason right there then.
And the
Or
other
could we
thing
just
is,
go back to them and say, hey, after some analysis, we realized that this is not a viable option.
we can do that, we can deny it, and we just go tell them and say, sorry, but
If we're gonna do this, we need to do it right.
And you said this was for flower beds and gardening?
Yes.
This is just a very small strip.
Yeah, but is there any sign that they've actually been doing that in the past?
A couple
One of the
of them-
houses has completely dead flowers in an existing wall already.
There's a
Of course, it
couple
is
of them that do,
wintertime,
yes, there's
so-
a couple of them that it looks like grass and weeds grow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just weeds.
and that's what
But
I'm
at the
afraid
same
of too.
time, there's also the aspect of, we're already seeing it at other properties, the improvements being made within the city are enticing people to do their own improvements. That
On their own property.
Right. So I wouldn't put it out of the question just based on what's existing, because they might, once they have a new road, a new sidewalk,
Do something.
they're probably gonna have a little bit more inclination to do something.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if there's known concerns with creating issues with the sidewalk, I think we should just go to them and say, look, this is not a viable option for the length of age of this project. I mean, if we want a sidewalk to have to be replaced 5 years from now, then by all means, you guys can do that.
Yeah,
You're gonna
maybe
pay for
let
it.
them know what the cost of the sidewalk.
But
is.
I think, this is like one of those things, it's like, we should do it right. I mean, we're getting this like clean
And we
slate.
have to, and my take on it is we have to look out what's gonna be the best interest of the city to help protect the
Well, it's
residents.
gonna be better for the property owner too. Like you said, like the wall itself might start buckling if they have moisture getting underneath it.
Well,
Sounds to me like it's not a very smart.
one homeowner claims that they are historic poppies, which I'm not sure that,
Yeah.
how do you get?
Poppies stop flowering after
Historic.
like 8 years, like
Well, they can be transplanted, I mean,
historic. It's not even real. It's not even, you can't historically
but it may be
freaking
real to
designate
them, Jason,
plants.
it may be real to them.
Heirloom maybe, but not historic.
Yeah.
I will
Tell
tell
them
you
they can
that,
come dig up the poppies out of my freaking yard. They're probably the same ones.
I will tell you that the people that want them are very, very vocal. And more than one occasion, they have come out flinging profanities and screaming and
Oh,
yelling
my.
at everybody
You know,
out
that,
there, for no reason at all.
that makes me
honestly.
hard in my stance, actually.
A couple of them have been pretty nice about it, a couple of them that we started building the sidewalk properly, she came out just screaming and on the phone because they should have known not to do that. So, anyway.
I mean, it goes back to it's on city property. We wanna be, you know.
Has there been surveys done for that?
The survey goes right up to the back of the sidewalk.
Okay.
But again, we had public meetings,
Yeah.
but.
Well, we only have one for that.
Hey,
We talked with those, we had a public meeting plus talked to them individually too.
They do.
oh, well,
That's,
thank you.
I don't know.
So it's
I don't
whatever
think
the
we should
council.
do
You got any thoughts, John?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a touchy situation for them, but I'm just really, I mean, we're already having a heating problem further down on Colorado Boulevard, that we're gonna have to pour some more, we may have to purchase a garage door to be able to fix the drainage problem.
Yeah.
Because if we fix the drainage problem, they can't get their garage door open, so we might have to be on the hook, for help paying for that. But it's to protect our interests and our infrastructure.
I don't know, I'm thinking like, even if we were to do something like get these property owners to sign something that says they're gonna pay for the sidewalk if it gets messed up, what if they sell the house tomorrow?
Well, the
Well,
code
we're
back
That's
saying
here
where we
they're
have to
saying
have
it would
something that
transfer.
it said that any transfer of
transfer.
ownership,
Okay.
this would
Well, the
follow the
municipal
property.
But still,
And
I
we probably need to
don't,
I
find out
still
legal
don't think we-
advice on how to do that, but we're very critical, because they're ready to set the forms
They're
and,
ready to do it
I
now.
mean, like tomorrow,
I
they're
think
ready to.
it's an issue of passion and really not thought through in terms of potential costs going forward.
Yeah.
I don't think they understand the cost of what it would take to repair the
But
site.
doesn't the code protect you by saying that responsibility falls on the property owner?
It does. The municipal code already states that,
Yeah.
so.
I would just hate
Do
to
these
get into
people that are very
something
adamant about this,
somebody's-
are they aware of that?
Well, here's the thing, if we do all of them, we're not gonna make it look like, okay, this much doesn't have it,
Right.
and then the next section, that goes up to the
guarantee
wall, it's gotta be consistent all the way
I'm
across.
100% confident that we do it for all of them. Not all of them are going to utilize that space.
No, we got
I'm
weeds out there, and
1,000% confident of
they're
that.
gonna say, hey, I didn't want that, y'all poured it that way, I'm not paying for this sidewalk to get.
The
Exactly.
majority of it has been poured up to the wall already. It's about the last 4 houses approximately that decided they didn't want to do that.
But the bottom line is on city property.
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Right, you don't encroach on their
I'm not
property.
interested in allowing that, but I'm also
Yeah.
not the one on the ground talking to these people.
You know,
so
all I can say is blame city council, that's not the staff.
I just think we're opening up a can of worms if we
Yeah.
allow it.
I think it makes more sense to seal it up.
Yeah.
It protects it long term.
Yes.
It'll just be a festering problem otherwise.
You know, Mike, and, some people may take care of it, some people may not. So, I mean, then we occupy Zach's time with going out and taking care of the weeds.
I think the biggest thing is it won't be consistent sidewalk.
Yeah.
There's that, and based on the elevation, which I don't know, but I mean, you could have that one section where you grant it to be open, and because of the moisture that goes into the section, could allow
Well,
something
some
further down
seepage,
to
yeah.
seepage to create a problem for somebody else's
Yeah.
section of sidewalk who
Well,
said
that
they didn't
wall
want it
doesn't
and
go all
was
the way
okay
down,
pouring
does
it
it?
in.
It doesn't go all the way down the street, so is it, what about like Paul? I mean, he doesn't want flour.
Those walls are variable to say the least.
So from the
Right.
first coming
Now,
out,
this is from Safeway.
you know where Seabury is?
Right.
Section
To Paul's house, basically, right?
Is the
No.
clear,
Paul. From.
Oh,
Safeway
west. Oh, I see.
no,
What
no,
you're
no,
saying.
this is from the visitor center to
Oh,
Safeway.
I thought you were talking about that section
No, no,
between
no.
25th and Safeway. Oh, okay,
No,
I see.
it's visitor center to Safeway.
Okay.
Yeah, visitor center.
I still firm on my stance.
If we hurry up, we can all go over there and take a look at it.
I'm okay with that.
Do that after the
I
meeting,
don't-
run over there real quick while it's still light.
I don't think I need to, I
Yeah,
can
you
see it
well,
now.
That might not be really quick if we all walk over there, just so you know. If
Well,
they see
people
us,
come outside.
yeah, that might turn into a freaking hole. We gotta get back up.
We don't have to we don't have to take any questions and answers, or we'll be out of the meeting, we'll leave as we please.
Yeah,
Or not-
that's gonna go over really well.
So,
yeah, sorry, we're not gonna talk to you. We're just gonna.
So that they have a problem going through their walls, because I'm trying to understand this more, so So we have the current sidewalk that's there, which is on city property, and we're gonna put another sidewalk there that's really gonna be,
No, the existing, what was left of the existing sidewalk was removed.
Right,
okay?
And that
It was in
sidewalk
pretty
was
bad
in
shape.
such poor shape
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
could plant things anywhere.
right.
So the new sidewalk will go all the way back to the city
To the
right of way,
wall.
which is basically their property line, which is the wall in front of their house.
Yeah. I don't think
How
we should-
wide will that make that, if you leave the space and the sidewalk?
It'll still be
Still
plenty
be compliant.
wide.
The same thing.
I mean, and when they told me about that, that was exactly what everybody else is thinking, the water.
Okay, let's think about this for a second. Those sidewalks were already destroyed, and all of those people were complaining about that. Obviously, they don't understand that that's their responsibility.
No, they don't.
But when it's not enforced for,
All that time.
Maybe we should help them understand what it would exactly
it's
cost.
easy to say, oh, no problem, I'll take it.
Well, yeah, but
I'm
it's
not
easy
worried
to
about
say
it.
when somebody's like, "What do you have to pay for it?" You should be like, "Well, this is going to be what you have to pay for if this thing fails," and you show them an actual number. I guarantee you, they're going to start changing their minds.
I don't think we need to go that far.
I
think we
mean,
say no.
I don't think we should do it. And if they balk and they still want to complain about it, then we show them an estimate of what it would cost to fix the sidewalk if moisture gets in there.
And they're all very clear on their applications
Oh,
of not doing
very
it.
clear.
And they're still fighting it, are they willing to take on the risk of having to pay for it themselves? Are they aware of that and know
I
that that
don't
would
think
fall
they
on
are.
I don't
Based
know
on,
if
I
they're
think we
based
could
on
get into,
what
if,
was going on
say it
before.
cracks. What if they just say, hey, the product wasn't good?
Yeah,
And you've got a
exactly.
cement guy right there that could very well throw it
That's-
out. Yeah, this concrete wasn't any good, that's why he's doing that, it's not because of us.
That's
It's
one of
really
them that wants it.
tough, I mean,
Yeah,
I like that they wanna decorate it out, I just don't know why they wouldn't do it on top of their walls. so people
Yeah,
can see
from a
it.
design standpoint,
And people
the
walking by there
consistency.
and kicking them and.
When dogs are going to be pissing all over it.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I like to go see it.
Flowers don't last with
I'd like
dog
to
pee,
walk
I'm
it
telling
to
you.
see what they're talking about, because I don't even see it.
I have many years of gardening experience. Guarantee you those flowers are gonna look like crap if they start getting
Yeah.
deep.
I'll walk the drive.
I drove it.
Cause that to buckle with the moisture going underneath, I don't.
John can go down there with us. Okay, any more questions for John?
well, you need a recommendation right now though before
Well,
we go see it.
yeah, probably need a
Yeah, we
recommendation.
need to
because
make
we're
a
gonna have to-
decision.
I recommend
folks.
no.
No, here also.
I vote no.
I'd like to see it.
And it's the bordering properties that I'm concerned about and the elevation issue that create that question. for
Yeah,
me.
or if somebody
It doesn't-
down the line gets damaged and they're responsible.
It doesn't seem prudent.
And I just don't see it being maintained, consistently maintained.
But that's yet kind of undetermined, you have to see that. I know you might be basing it off the past, but there's also the possibility they will not.
Right, and
I guess I
get
wanna
that.
see how much room that is,
Yeah.
and I know we may have to make a decision tonight, but to me, it doesn't seem like enough space to where, why would it even be a concern to them to get a new
Yeah,
sidewalk?
no. Water trap.
I say no.
I say no. Sorry, John.
No, I'm gonna have to go explain, I'm the one that's gonna phone call that. But I'm the same way, you know, whenever it was mentioned to me, I said, well, let's wait a minute until I talk to
Yeah.
council on that. We can go down there and take a look at it.
But
I'll go down there with you guys.
Or
Okay.
against his concern.
If somebody comes out and wants to talk about it, we'll just
Yeah.
tell them our concern, yeah, I mean, we'll be upfront with them, hey, you know.
Is there any legal issues with us taking a little field trip down there?
No, once we, we'll have to come back here to dismiss, cause we have to, if more than two of us go down there, unless somebody wants to wait, two of us can run down there and the other two can run down, however we wanna do that.
You have kids, you go ahead first, don't we?
You
I'll-
can table
I'll
this
wait.
to the next meeting.
I'm sorry?
You
I
can
don't think-
table,
I don't think that's a viable option.
Because
We
it's
gotta know
happening.
tomorrow, if they're gonna
Yeah.
form it for the sidewalk or not.
Yeah.
They're forming curves, so they'll do
They'll
probably
pull the curb, but
curve
they need
tomorrow
to
and
know
then.
tomorrow.
You know,
So
the
whether
fact
they
that
form-
construction is so far along is reason enough. We don't even need to talk about the rest of it. You don't change construction and stuff the night before.
That's an extremely good point.
Yeah, it just
This was
doesn't
the
make any
plan.
sense.
Okay.
They didn't
I'll
show
go
up to
with
the
that.
public meetings?
Yeah, they could've came and talked to us.
Did any of them show up to the public meeting that we had?
For East Mountain, yeah, who did we have, Who do we have for,
Well, that's
Old
not
Miner?
East Minor.
Old
that's-
Miner.
Old
Who do we
Miner.
have for Old Miner for the?
You showed up.
We have to go back and look at it. But it was never brought up at the public meeting.
Well, I'm
Okay.
still
So,
saying no.
do they have any recourse if we do it? If we go ahead and do it, and then they're still upset about it, is there anything they can come
Yeah.
back
They
on?
can come and yell at us.
We can be like, hey, you can go ahead and pay for freaking flower bed on top of your wall. Like, I mean, what's the
I
difference?
don't know why they're not doing it either.
Yeah, because they're not doing gardening. They're just projecting
Complaining.
some anger on us. That's all it is.
Just complainers.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, then we'll go over there and look at it anyway, but, all right, we will talk to them, we will talk to the contractors. All right.
Should be fun.
Dan, thanks for waiting around. I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in sometime, I'll put you up top, so you still have to stay to the end of the meeting, so.
Mayor and council, I did do my staff report. No request for action.
Any questions for Dan?
Yeah, tell me about the trouble that you're having in your sample identification.
Just, a lot of these places are so old, a lot of the pipes are in the walls and under the concrete. To find a good spot where
That's a sample point.
that we can get a good sample out of,
Yeah.
it's pretty tricky in some of these places.
Okay,
And
thank
they
you.
always show up in my restaurant, I don't know.
Thanks, Dan.
Yep.
So how long before the dewatering unit paid off?
Paid off? Less than 20 years.
No, I mean, it's gonna cost a third, it should pay off.
It's looking really good. So, I mean, we've only had it running for about 2 weeks, so.
I know.
Running for a little bit.
And you're
longer
still
than
tweaking
we
it.
had, Yeah, yeah.
How far along do you think you guys are? You think you're close to a comfortable spot with it?
We're comfortable with it,
That's
we
good.
don't have all the parts to it, we're still missing a pump to
Oh, okay.
go out the wall and into the dumpster,
Right.
so we're running it jerry-rigged a little bit, but it's working well.
And this whole like the sampling of the water, this is kind of related to that the Raptilus thing where they're trying to figure out who's
With the
the
industrial.
usage and all that.
Usage.
Okay, cool. Awesome. That's all I had.
I'm trying to think if I have anybody have committee reports?
Yes, briefly. Mike and I did get a chance to resurrect the old notes from the Utility Review Committee. We're working on a protocol to present to council moving forward and trying to update the application for utility relief and bring a set of objectives for you guys to review that is more condensed than what we had to deal with before, and try to get it cut and dried where you guys can make a better decision more quickly than what we were looking at before.
Anybody else?
My band is opening up the Rapid Grass Festival on Friday at 5 o'clock. November 15th. FYI.
Sweet.
Just wondering if we're getting any comments on the decorative mine head frame at the roundabout.
Hearing
Yes,
all
very
kinds of
positive.
things, everybody's just amazed at
Excited.
the way it's going up. And
The one comment
The
I heard that
guillotine.
wasn't like super positive was like, "Why did they use some old wood?" I'm like, "Do you want it to fall on you when you're driving?"
Just so you know, that wood will be treated to look old.
I
They've
know.
got something that they put on.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Do you want
No,
it to fall on you?" They're like, "Yeah, I guess you're right."
I've heard good comments from visitors.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good comments, even
Excited about
locals
it.
were,
Yeah.
was it from Georgetown today that somebody was, said that was much better than what Georgetown.
I've been taking the dogs for a little extra walk to go get a little visual inspection of how, it's hard to see it when you're trying to drive around the circle, you don't want to like look at it to go along and kill somebody. But it looks cool.
Yeah, maybe a couple more members
When it gets done, when it gets finished, it'll be iconic.
Iconic, that's right, it will.
All right, anything else, council? Hearing none, it is 7:47. Meeting adjourned. All right, let's take a, oh, Bob, I need to talk to you really quick before we go.
And I need to talk to Mike and to Bob too.
Oh, you're in trouble, principal's office.
She didn't call me Michael, so I'm gonna go talk to her.
Okay.